Hello, Booktube, and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you'll know that these weekly reading vlogs have become a little bit repetitive as of late. I open up each weekly reading vlog by saying I've been really busy, I've barely had time to read, and I barely have time to film this video because it's after my bedtime as I'm filming. Because I've just been really busy with work and taking care of two very young kids. And I suppose I'm giving nothing away if I say that, yeah, this week is another one of those weeks. And it's actually after my bedtime right now as I'm filming this, so I'm not going to make this terribly long. But I also wanted to say I I'm going to stop saying that in the future. It's just, I mean, I'm sick of saying it. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. And I'm just gonna, it's just gonna be assumed from now on that that's the way things are. Yeah, so just, I mean, a little bit of maybe background information. We had a second child, came home, he came from home from the hospital around New Year's. And in addition to a 3-year-old. So we, it's busy with one child, but then having this extra baby here meanings, and they both require a lot of attention. Neither one is good at occupying themselves, not even the 3-year-old. So it's just been busy since this year, and those of you who have had kids will know this. The very first few months, all the baby does is sleep, but then as it gets up to, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months, it requires a lot more attention, and that's the stage we're at now. And in addition, I've gotten busy at work. It's been a busy year at work, generally speaking. But today, I mean, this past weekend was telling because I had very little work. I work a little bit every day, but I had all of Saturday afternoon free, all of Sunday morning free, and was still exhausted. The wife and I were just exhausted trying to get the kids dinner and keep them happy, and just, I don't know, all the things that happen to do with looking after kids, to the point where I had almost a whole day free today, and yet here it is after my bedtime that I'm filming this video. So yeah, that has nothing to do with work. That's just my life now, and it will be my life for some time to come. I mean, I think, I don't know, a coworker told me that once the youngest one gets to 4.5 years old, then things become a lot easier. But a few years before we get there, at any rate. So if that's, I had been thinking before that because before I'd been quite busy with work, and work comes in cycles. Be really busy for a few months and not so busy for another few months. So I had been thinking that these weekly reading vlogs would return to their former glory once I got less busy with work. But I've now realized that it's not work, it's the kids. So that's just the way it's going to be for a few years. So I know I've wasted a lot of time talking just now, but all that is to say, in future weeks, I'm going to try not to bring it up. I'm going to try not to open with an apology. I'm just going to jump right in, and if the weekly reading vlog is only 2 minutes or 3 minutes long, and I've not read anything for the week, just assume that I've been busy. All right. So this week I actually did make some progress. I finished the Wayfarer Redemption and reviewed it on this channel. I had some time Friday night I'll link to my review in the description down below. Still working on my written review on this. I post written reviews on my blogs. But finished reading it and finished with the YouTube review. So this was, now that I'm done with this, this clears out a spot on my reading list. This had been the book that I had been bringing around with me to work. Now, I've got a number of half-finished books on my shelf, and I really want to finish them by the end of the year. The two I really want to get finished are The Complete Stories of Oz and Herodotus. But I haven't been making progress with them because they're not very portable. But I thought to myself, this whole not reading the book because it's not portable, that's just an excuse. Bring that book with you to work. Make yourself read it at lunch. Even though it's awkward, bring it with you. So, The Complete Stories of Oz, I'm really close to finishing this. Just, 30 pages now. And I had about a day and a half where I tried to make this my reading book at lunch, but it just does not work. I mean, it's just to hold this book during lunch or carry it around with me. It's just too big. So I am going to try. I am gonna try to get this book finished off. I want to get this and Herodotus finished off before the new year. But I'm not going to have it be my carrying around book. Instead, I decided to start a new book for the book that I carry around with me at work. This is Tarzan of the Apes by Edgar Rice Burroughs. Apologies for the fact that my camera is going to be showing this in reverse, but you get the idea. A nice slim volume. I started this book on Friday, I believe. Thursday or Friday, I don't remember actually. Now, a tradition that I like to do on this channel is when I start a new book, I make a video talking about why I started it. But I didn't have time to make that video this week. So I'm just going to have this weekly reading vlog act as the video announcing that I'm starting this book. I mean, usually in those started videos, I talk about why I wanted to read this book, what my kind of history with it was. Although I don't really have anything that interesting to say about Tarzan. I mean, my history with Tarzan is the same as everybody's history with Tarzan. I was vaguely aware, vaguely aware as a kid that it was a pop culture icon of a bygone era. I was curious about it. Saw one of the movies on cable once when I was younger. I think that was called Tarzan the Ape Man, the 1932 one. Would have seen more had they been available, but you know what it was like back in those days. It was just hard to track down stuff in the days before internet and Netflix and everything. And have been kind of vaguely curious about reading the series ever since then. So yeah, here I am now. I don't know about the whole series, but here we are with the first book. Did actually get a few pages read from The Complete Stories of Oz. I'm on the last story. I'm only like 20 pages away from finishing it. So I'm going to try my best. I'm not going to bring this book with me to work, but I'm going to try my best to just at least read 1 or 2 pages every night. See if I can do that without sacrificing too much sleep. I don't have a lot of reading time at home, as I just said, but and definitely finish that off within the month or something, and then on to Herodotus. I also read a couple pages of the Flash Gordon book, only a couple pages, and yeah, that's my reading week. for this week, and I'm going to stop here.